Hey there, it's CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana. Come check us out in Shreveport, Louisiana. Uh, we'll take care of you if you come to visit us. If you're driving through, passing through, or whatever, we'd love to have you, and lots of fun things. Okay, so I was looking online at just like some rando headlines, uh, and one that pops up is uh, it was just like I didn't go looking for it. It just happened to be there, and it's like, okay, well, this is one of the reasons why I went off of uh, social media, for the most part, and certainly got rid of Facebook and stuff like that. But this girl was like, shows a picture of her showing a pack of sugar cookies, and she's like, now I know we're in a recession because we have two packs of sugar cookies. And that was a apparently a TikTok thing where she was like two pack of sugar cookies, so two cookies, but these are like big cookies and stuff like that. She's like, you could buy two packs, and you've always been able to get bakery cookies in whatever denomination that you want to get. So this is just, and then somebody in the comments was like, yes, and I saw a gallon of whole milk for $7 at a gas station. Well, yes, the price is elevated, you know, at a gas station. Now I know that food is more expensive. Yes, it is since COVID. Um, But also, if you're buying milk from a gas station, you know you're going to pay more at a gas station or a convenience store than you would at, say, a supermarket. Uh, that's um, yeah. Hey, that's just the way it is. So what might cost you $4, $5, depending upon brand or something like that, is going to cost you. And I'm talking about like a no-name generic gallon of milk will cost you about could cost you nearly $7, depending upon the market. But yeah, if you're at a gas station, it can cost you that much, you know, and yeah, you can buy two packs of sugar cookies. Or you could buy them in a dozen, I mean, it's whatever. So this is just, I'm only mentioning it because it just reminds me of that's just something that media does. In general, online media is it's a way to get connected and it's a way to share information, but a lot of it is tabloid. A lot of it is not interested in sharing information so much as grabbing the clicks so that they can sort of get uh, sponsors for their content, and the money is not made from us when we click on that stuff. It's made from the sponsors uh, and the more people who click on those things, and the more sensational they are. And so it's kind of like going through your store and then you see like the Inquirer or the Sun or the Star or whatever it is. My favorite when I was a teen was the Weekly World News. So, and a lot of that, hey, it's cool. And what they can do is they can take one bit of fact and then they can build conjecture around it so the stories are not factual other than maybe one or 2 points, but then you have like two or three columns or even just a brief blurb uh, uh, that basically is conjecture that has no real merit or no conclusion and basically is entirely insincere, but they do that so they could put it in the headline, you know, and then the headline will grab your attention. And so, uh, you know, that's that's not integral reporting. It's reporting with an agenda to sway you, mostly so that you'll just buy into the sensationalism of it and read the headline or whatever. If it placates to something that you already think or believe too. Um, yeah. That's why there's Weekly World News, which is fantastic and great and catches uh, the teen boy in me that was into sci-fi and all that weirdness. I mean, this is the same boy that collected Garbage Pail Kids and played with Transformers. And so then there's the and tabloids will do this. Tabloids will masquerade as taking an interest in uh, your political view, uh, and may have different publications from different parts of their uh, publishing, whatever they're sending out, and they'll send out this particular story to more conservative people, and they'll send out this with the more libertarian approach or view of it, and it's coming from the same. It's coming from the same one or two points in the story, and then the conjecture built around it is different. And depending upon which publication that's getting posted, or what online publication that we're seeing, it has a lot to do with what they already know about your political agenda. So that's tabloid. That's not real news. But then it gets us as users of social media bickering and arguing with each other and holding this up. This says this, and look at this headline of this and this, and so we start quoting it as fact when it's not fact. When when there's maybe like one bit of an instant that happened, and then everything else around it is explaining through no further evidence uh, what they want you to think is happening, because that aligns with what they think that you want to hear. So it's not even that somebody's Republican or Democrat or uh, Libertarian or the Green Party or Independent or anything like that. And so that's what I want us to do as we kind of, if we think about this. Hey, let's realize that a headline is just a title. It's just a label. It's just, and it's for the most part unintegral, and it's not the story. And in fact, um, most of the time, these stories are editorialized or I did check this out. Okay, so yeah, someone's talking about a concert. I'm fixing to go check out with them. The concert he wants to go to. So most of the time, it's conjecture. It's like there's no real, and it's not even because they care, the publishers, about their political uh, agendas that they might have, but they want to get the likes. And then there's the whole, oh my God, politicians are leaning on this and that and everything. It's they may know where their bread and butter is, and they may know who to go to, but it's the same producers of online content uh, that for the most part will will print for any party. Uh, and the reason why is because, and they'll do it heavy, and they'll war with each with itself. They'll be like, hey, and just slap a different label on it. Uh, it's branding, uh, so that you'll click and you can get them more sponsors. And then if it's a subscription, that's great. Then they'll really placate to you if you're having to do a subscription, like. So there is some truth to that. But I also have faith that if people are aware of this, then it's perfectly okay to read the articles and everything like that. But just when you're discussing this stuff, and I don't want to discuss this kind of stuff with people I don't know anyway. That's why I don't have a Facebook account anymore. I don't want to talk, uh, you know, religion and politics with people that I don't even know. Not even because we're trying to have a civil conversation, but we're just trying to take out angst on and frustration on each other. And if you don't come around to the way I'm thinking, you must be, you know, uh, just unwilling to see the truth and all that kind of, I don't, who has time for all that, Let's just take it upon ourselves to read the article, learn literacy to understand the difference between a fact and an opinion, and then conjecture, which is somewhere in between. So it's like, this is a fact, and this fact points to this conclusion. Sure, that fact points to that conclusion, but that fact also points to about 45 other different conclusions. You know, um, yeah, it doesn't mean like, um, yeah. It's just the only thing that matters is the fact of a story of an incident, and then everything else around it really doesn't matter. What matters is what happens, what occurs, what is, and everything else is um, what our mind makes up. It's kind of like when you go to sleep and you have a dream, and then you wake up, and then upon waking, you remember your dream, but then maybe you don't remember all of it. So your mind sort of pieces together, oh, well, and kind of creates a narrative behind that. See, that's what facts in the media are like, and online where there's less accountability. Uh, there's even more room for sensationalism. You know, so let's just be aware of that as we do talk about this. And now that social media is guiding the conversation, like I'm not even on Facebook anymore, and I rarely. I have to catch myself sometimes. Sometimes with my YouTube, sometimes I'll like look at other people's content, and it's like, oh my god, people are still stupid. Not everybody. I'm sorry, but every once in a while I'll run across someone, and it's like, oh my god, just believing anything that you see in a headline is the story and what's going on, and it's like, nope. You know, so yeah, um, but the social media is guiding so much of our face to face conversations in the physical world. But let's just be aware of who's reading the articles or not. When someone says, "Hey, this says that," well, really? Because I've had these conversations with people, and it's like, oh well, once you, and also it's like sometimes you're not even like really reading the headlines. Sometimes you're just scrolling and speed reading, and then you'll pick at this and that little bits of it, and so you'll think that this is the story that's breaking, that's happening, and then you have a conversation with someone and they bring it up, and it's like, oh well, let's read the article then, and you find out, oh, it's nothing like what they thought, uh, or there's no real. This is just especially with politics, this is just somebody saying something, making an accusation, but it's baseless, and it means, there's like this, but then it means this or whatever. And let's just be aware of that, and all of the politicians are guilty of that. All of the religions, all of them, even the non-religions, even I'm guilty of it sometimes. Probably more than I'd want to admit. Yeah, we lead people to our way of thinking. Like like an attorney giving a summation, a final statement, or something like that. It's like, is is that really the story? No. That's a good analogy for this too. If you go to a court and there's uh, two attorneys, and they're uh, speaking to a jury, and they're given their closing arguments. Same set of things that are factual. Same set of facts. and they'll give you two different stories. One that explains, hey, this person is guilty of or responsible for these actions, and one that explains that this person is not. Uh, you know, or how important. You know what I mean? You'll get various. Actually, a good defense attorney. If I were defending somebody, if I were an attorney, I wanted to be an attorney at one point. If I were an attorney, I wouldn't just do that. I would give ample. I would be like, hey, this is why the prosecutor has not proven anything, and then I would give 3 to 4, 5, 6, as many different scenarios uh, that the facts also support, and that's how I would prove reasonable doubt. You know, hey, this person is uh, guilty of this crime. That's what you say. And maybe the facts can support that, but the facts can also support that this person is not because another person. And with a very reasonable. But that's what news media does for us, and that's not even just news media, advertising in any sort of way, anything that we look at. You know, I mean, maybe I do that. Maybe I'm doing it now. Uh, uh, because I am more moderate to the liberal side. And I would, my thing is the world is such an unjust place sometimes, you know, that what can I do to make it more, you know, black and white, more rigid to the rules, which is great until the rules change, and they don't always change in my favor. It's weird. It's weird. Anyway, that's it's probably one of the heaviest videos I've ever made for my channel. But yeah, let's just be aware that what we read, it's more on the lines, especially in social media. It's less on the lines of a calm delivery, and it's more uh, they're meant to excite exclamations from you. Oh my God, really? Did that happen? So. Uh, With that, I'm going to bid you goodbye and good night. Love and light. Ciao.